not they off in mind.
Mayegun don't come,
Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Mayegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street, they hawk. Still them talk, say, make we no talk. But thank God, say, Mayegun don't come. So my people make you laugh.
Mayegun don't come,
My people make you shout.
Mayegun don't come,
Mayegun that come, man of the masses.
Mayegun don't come,
Mayegun diary politico.
Mayegun don't come,
This man not they off in mind.
Mayegun don't come,
Aha. Now you not done here. All these bad politicians, then we call themselves politicians. When they thief our money, we no want make the common man get waiting supposed get for this country. Una never hear something. Now go hear one. Mayegun, you go show na paper.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun live. I'm going to need your help a little bit. Let me know if this audio is perfect as well as the video as well. Just before we get fully into it, kind of experimenting again, including this music.
Godfather is in. Kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun,
Mayegun diary.
ẹ farabalẹ̀ ṣẹ́ o kẹ́gọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu.
Mayegun diary.
Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun diary.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
Thank you very much for joining me once again. So I want you to please take a moment, okay? Share this broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends. And tell them that Mayegun today.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rà kì í. Lórí YouTube.
Mayegun today.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
Mayegun today.
Ọba bá gbé wúrẹ́.
Mayegun mami.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
Mayegun today.
Ijó ìgbádìí yẹ.
Mayegun mami.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
Mayegun today.
Presido bá rúfin o.
Mayegun mami.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
Now, the next thing you have to do as well is to take your time. Read the caption of the broadcast. Okay? Assimilate that. That means digest it. So that, you know, at some point, you might want to add your own voice to it as well. Okay? But before we get fully as well into this, there is this caveat I think I should quickly, give. The caveat is this. Sometimes I feel sorry for those who are supporting all these politicians, which I believe many of you are, for whatever reasons that you probably chose. I feel sorry in the sense that every one of you, from every camp that you belong to, right, you believe that one way or the other, you have what it takes to fix Nigeria, right? However, the reason why I feel sorry for many of you is because you are banking on something that you don't really have a say in, except the small role, the choreographed role that they set for you, which many of you willingly followed. So what am I saying? On Mayegun's diary political, I have never, for one day, for 1 minute or second, right, denies that I don't like APC, Egbe, and everything they represent. Now, we might be different in a way, but I'll tell you why. You see, in the last 7 years of Nigeria, the one that has become the sort of a wake-up call for many, many people who have felt like, man, right before their eyes, right? Nigeria degenerated into what you are witnessing today. And we saw the characters, the actors that helped them achieve that. So, to me, whatever Nigeria is going through today, yeah, if you have anyone to put the blame on, you will put the blame on the people who have the opportunity to actually prevent it. Now, that is called responsibility. Something that APC, Egbekegbe, and everything associated with them is so alien to. Responsibility. No. They are irresponsible people. Whenever, I mean, as things were going down the drain, they blamed almost everything. They blamed God, blamed sun, blamed rain, blamed you, blamed this, blamed that, but themselves. They never blamed themselves because they are irresponsible. Now, in their irresponsibility for 7 years that we watched Nigeria degenerated into what we are seeing today, this army of Lagos Abobakus, Oshogbo Alimajiris, they were doubling down. At some point, when the economy was nosediving because of what they called the round tripping. Round tripping was when people who had no business with the banks or central bank, they became middlemen for those who needed forex, right? To trade. That automatically contributed and helped the destruction of Nigeria between 2015 and 2017. Well, you see these useless, irresponsible people that continue to blame everyone but themselves, even for the unfortunateness that they are witnessing in their lives. They blame everyone else, right? They said those who were complaining that things were tough, things were hard in Nigeria, they were those who were collecting free money from PDP. You remember those periods? They were doubling down. When they opened the border up north for the invasion of terrorists, we screamed. They never joined us. What were they saying? They said we were screaming because we didn't like Boko Haram, because Boko Haram is a Fulani man. And for 7 years, terrorists took over entire Nigeria, north, east, west, south, everywhere. In their irresponsibility, they continue to look for scapegoats to blame why the terrorists continue to spread and gain ground right before our eyes. In their irresponsibility. In their irresponsibility, they promised you they were coming to fight corruption. Look at what they have made, the mess of they've made of the whole entire system now. And the consequences of that. So, in their irresponsibility, they never claim, they will never accept responsibility. So, whatever you are witnessing today in Nigeria, in 2015, you had 13 million unemployed people. In 2022, you now have over 100 million unemployable people. In 2015, your Naira, which should have been, in fact, I never actually knew the damages of currency devaluation until recently. When I got to the UK 10 years ago, a pound sterling, to change a pound sterling to dollar, you will need at least $2 for 1 pound sterling. Today, 1 pound sterling is about $1 and maybe some tertiary cents. And the effect of that is what we in the UK right now are currently paying for when your currency loses its value. Imagine Nigeria, where your currency lost more than 300 to 400% of its value. And the result of that is what you're witnessing today. Hyperinflation hyper unemployment, extraordinary. No. There's a name they gave to exponential poverty. All of this in 7 years. These guys never claim responsibility. They dipped the entire country and the people into perpetual indebtedness. They are not claiming responsibility. Rather, on this platform, for the past 7 years, I have been one of the outspoken platforms exposing the irresponsibility of the APC. They are still not responsible. And that is why 7 years after, on Mayegun's Diary Politico, we have the Akpaniyan People's Congress, APC, on Mayegun's Diary Politico, asking Mayegun to ask other people who are planning to kick APC out, to ask them what have they done to make to help Nigeria. Do you get that now? In their act of irresponsibility. On Mayegun's Diary Politico, I am not your friend, though. I am not the friend of any of your political group, any of you at all. But on Mayegun's Diary Politico, every one of you kind of tune in all the time. What's he going to say tonight? What's he going to say? I want to listen. You know why? Because on this platform, you will collect according to your own deed. Currently, the responsibility of the destruction, the division, and the impoverization of the people of Nigeria today rests solely on the irresponsible Akpaniyan People's Congress. So if you are a member or anybody supporting APC, listen to me very well, okay? It is a shame that somehow in your shamelessness, you are trying to ask somebody who has been after you for 7 years, trying to tell, not just to tell you what you are doing or what they are doing to you, but reminding you of the consequences of what they are doing to you. It is a shame in your shamelessness to expect me somehow. In fact, you should be surprised if somehow I suddenly started saying something nice about Nnamdi, which from the word go 2014, I have been telling you their intention, their mission, and the consequences of what they are coming to do. Today, I am alive. I am doing better, progressing, and advancing. And guess what? Everything they have done, the victims of all their actions, they are mainly many of you watching me right now. But now let's break it down. You are irresponsible. And those who contributed to the emergence of your jihadist, mujahideen, terrorist governments in Nigeria, okay, are those in people destroying people. We know them. We know their faces. We know their names. We know their roles. And wherever you found them, they would never represent anything good. That is why PDP, APC, as they are. You know who the obedient are to me on Mayegun's Day? I'm not in your support. Listen to me. If you're obedient, if you are for Peter Obi and the rest of that, I am not in your support. But you know why I've said this many times and I'm going to say it again. You know why I kind of appreciate your existence? I'll tell you. Historically, for those of us who have been paying attention, documenting the actions, inactions of the system and the actors within the systems and their roles over time, whether they change flag, whether they change their clothes, or whatever they try to change party, or whatever they want to disguise as, we always know who they are. We always repeat who they are. For so many of us, that contributed to us asking that at the end of the day, you are going to be left with this roguish, criminally invested, groups. Why do you have to be part of the same, expecting different results if you are not mad? So it contributed mostly to why many people decided to stay off. your politics and chose to pit their tent with the campaigners, advocates for self-determination. A legitimate demand in a democracy. But now no be democracy on the practice. You know that. Abi? So PDP, APC. Now there you go hand. Then NSAS happened. People who have been saying there is nothing you can do, right, to get rid of this two hegemony. Wherever you run to, you are going to be trapped in them. It is better you are never involved at all. Yeah? So, NSAS happened. I said, Omo, maybe revolution is what will kick them out. We have to have a revolution. How many of you watching me right now, in all honesty, before Obi or obedient now take the limelight, take over everywhere today, before now, how many of you have personally said it to yourselves that with what you knew, the only thing that could fix Nigeria was a revolution? How many of you? Though many of you have changed from that to changing like weather as well, right? But fine. If you remember that you have once said a revolution, then when NSAS happened, it quickly attracted the attention of almost everyone who had a grudge against the system. Let me tell you something, okay? When you talk about patriotism normally is sort of voluntary. Normal. You are expected to be a patriotic, loving, and caring for your country, Abi. But there must have been something that must have connected you to that country. In Nigeria, we have nothing that actually connects us. And I'll give you an example. In a country of 200 million people, if you are opportuned to be among the under 2,000 that will be in charge of the affair of the entire people, 200 ethnic nationalities, okay? And you have the opportunity to be among the first 2,000 to be president or senator or minister or governor or this or that, or you are among the first 2,000, or let's say you are among the first 5,000. What else do you really think should be given to you before you can show before you can show gratefulness, before you can show patriotism? And what is that patriotism? Being honest, sincere, and then at least not impunity, equality, equity, and the rest of that. That's patriotism. That is what we impugn the patriotism in many as well, and say, well, if I have an opportunity to serve my people, I am not going to rob them. I am not going to loot them. And then I am not going to kill them when they discover that I have been stealing from them. That is patriotism. Those who have had the opportunity of being in charge of Nigeria, whether they are Hausa, Fulani, Igbo, Yoruba, Ijo, Efik, Isheki, wherever they are from, all over the place, every one of them has taken an advantage of that opportunity to leave us more desolate, more poorer, and divided than we were before they had the opportunity. Now, if those who had the opportunity of being patriotic with the opportunity they have become unpatriotic, looted us, stole everything, and then they carted them away to a different world where those things are serving the people there, and you are left in abject, wanton poverty. Now, that is those who want you to be patriotic. So when you look at everybody today and you see no patriotism and the rest of that, then you should just see that they are the reflection of those leading them, vice versa. It's just like your leaders are the reflection of all of you too. But you know one thing, when this system realized the threats that the solemnization, the mobilization of the people during that time in 2020, they struck, they killed, and they massacred the people in order to spread the normal fear that will keep you in your cocoon. So, which means everybody should go back and queue behind APC or PDP or go to hell. nothing else is for you. So that kind of made the Agbado Kingdom, the Lagos Abobakus, the Buhari Dins, the Buhari Didirins, the Buhari Dinotus, the Buhari Dijatus, the Buhari Shukus, the Ungoziaris, the Unekaharis, the obedient fools, sophisticated morons, and the rest of their clans, barbarians generally, decided to further strengthen the bloodline, or let me say the lifeline of the APC. So from nowhere, 3 months ago, we were saying that it is better, right, to never waste any of your own time and what have you in any of this charade. But 3 months after, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want you to live in denial, because me, I don't live in denial. It doesn't mean that you are in for them. And as I am saying it, you don't even need anybody's. You don't need my own support. You don't need anybody's support. But all of us as well, as we are shooting at the Nigeria system for 2023, you are taking a shot at it with Obi. Now, that now be like, finally, we have something that will be so difficult for them to pull out their guns conveniently without sparking, or without igniting already charged country. Obedient surface though. So have you not seen that it is so similar to the frustration, the angst, the anger that people who have been suppressed, oppressed for so long? Can you not notice that in all they are doing right now? So when you come on Mayegun's Diary Politico, to me, now you say I don't get, what do you call it? I don't get one single joker that can always remind you that you cannot divide the country, divide the people, kill the people, and then at the same time feel like you have done nothing. So you, who is watching me right now, either as a Lagos Abobaku, either as Agbadoma Itio, listen to me. You are not doing yourself anything good if you are expecting Mayegun to say anything nice about Tinubu. To me, all of you, APC, Egbekegbe, and those of you who are the closest supporters of theirs, and all of you using different excuses, okay, to give them this lifeline. To me, you are all threats to my life, to the life of freedom-loving human beings. I'm not even going to say just Nigerians now. You are a threat if you don't know. Those who are not alive today to tell their stories, I can bet it, if they have a chance of taking back their own pound of flesh, like they say, if God is, putting on the sign of sin on everybody who is going to wait, you people have no shame. And look at me very well. I have said it many times. I don't like you. I don't like everything you represent. Tinubu and the rest of them. I don't like you. I don't hide that. Do you understand? And it is so very objective as well and logical. Why? It is inhuman to associate with a group of bloodthirsty terrorists who have no singular human feeling, even if their own brothers, their own fathers and mothers have been slaughtered right before their eyes. Now, such humans are meant to be, such group of people are meant to be threats to every freedom-loving human being anywhere in the world. And that is why it is a shame to come on to Mayegun's Diary Politico, to come and expect anything nice. Do you get that? Said about APC, Egbekegbe. You can go to other places where they massage your ego. Here, I will make you see the truth as much as I can, whether it is convenient or not. You destroy the economy. You destroy the security. You destroyed the freedom of the people. You looted the country. And on like that. Thousands, tens of thousands of people have met their untimely death, while those who are meant to protect them have been smiling to the bank. I mean, on blood money. If you no get shame, ask people, they will sell you some. So, in their shamelessness and fraudulent existence, even within them, you know, it was the British who taught us or taught them the divide and rule. So, meanwhile, let me quickly add this as well. Like I said, I am not, your supporter because you are obedient. I just love the fact that as you pepper them, as they are complaining, lamenting, and moreover, we know them as the group of propagandists, liars, fraudulent manipulators, kidnappers, jihadists, terrorists. We know them as who they are. And most of the time, they wrap all of this up in a propaganda, in sort of a gold-loin propaganda. They never served anybody's, they never served this in anybody's purpose or but themselves. So, and if you don't understand what I'm saying, check around you. How many jobless people do you have around you now? How long have they been jobless? How many graduates do you have around you today? How many students do you have around you today who cannot go to the schools today? How many? Those are the record credits of APC. So if you would now want to have any, if you want to question others, you can. But when you talk about those destroying Nigeria now doing it, now APC. Those who have the chance of stopping the terrorists, now the APC. Those who have the chance of, improving your electricity, now the APC. Those who have the chance of rescuing your economy, now the APC. Those who have the chance of securing your border, now the APC. Boko Haram and gang. But according to them, they have done so well. Do you get that? So if you now want to see the anger in them, their propaganda and everything being crushed, countered on social media, it is so sweet to see. So don't say because I share their video a lot, which is my own way of reminding you that your doomsday is near. Whether you want it now or later, it is so close. Even the obedient themselves, now that the energy is pumping, now that the whole thing is, what do you call it? I want to see how long it will last. And then I want to see how much PDP, APC, how much they will be able to contain their rage, which I don't think they will be able to. Last, we know where this is going to end. We do. So if you see obedience here, if I see their videos, all this massive number, everything, one thing about them is that they don't pay people to come and show up. They don't share clothes and then face cap with 1,000 naira to get everybody together. They don't take advantage of the poor people. That this useless APC, they will come on Mayegun's diary, but they will say the real voters are the poor people. They are happy that they have more poor people now that they are going to give 500 naira to 1,000 naira to, in order for them to buy them and bring their further poverty and frustration and on the rest of everyone, right? So they are bragging about that. Now they are already waiting. In 3 days' time, you are going to see the real Million Man March. Do you understand? In one of their lists that they released today, they are already planning to they have already recruited 102,000 people all over Nigeria right now. Okay, 102,000 people. They will be paying them money from this month, September, until February. Okay, because it is the money part, and that's what most of these Elebi, Jeonkoku, Tifun Laurent, Alainero Nus. That's what many of them are waiting for. So if you see them, you will see the real Million March. But you see those NSAS young people will be and obedient as they are called. You can also verify that they are using their own resources to do their own mobilization. Enough to say,
If everything now goes down as expected, shortchanged, maybe last, just maybe that revolution they paused in 2020 will eventually come up in 2023. So you can short at it. If you have any betting shop in Nigeria, you can go there and short and say there's going to be a revolution in Nigeria at the end of February 2023. And from the beginning of March 2023, there will be no election or election continuation after the February election. You can go now. I'm saying it to you now. Go and take a shot at it. Go to any betting shop, put money on it and say, if I put ₦1 million that there's going to be a revolution, a serious one, starting from the end of February 2023, you will give me 100 million naira if that happens. If that doesn't happen, then you can keep my 1 million naira. I just gave you a hint on that. Now, that is just the end goal, so to say. But the riot within, that is already, in a way, kind of, the usual plot and plot. The news came out, they said, well, first, what do you call it? Tinubu's group, they released a list of 455 people. Okay? They call them the presidential campaign list, a council. Now, you remember that there has been crisis already on the issue of Muslim tickets. They are still figuring out how they are going to sell that. That has already kind of, Now, when they released that list, yeah, Pastor Ruga no dey. Bokwari is the chairman, right? Tinubu is a co-chairman, be deputy chairman, be vice chairman. They shall bring everybody with them believe is in their caucus, who agree with whatever, But from the information we had, they said the reason why Pastor Ruga's name didn't come out was because, from the moment after that show off, where Tinubu showed himself to Pastor Ruga that, come on, you about Pastor Ruga somehow has distanced himself from them. And they themselves are like, they are waiting just to kind of deal with him as well for that effrontery, right? So they said they called on Pastor Ruga. Ruga, we have put your name down. I said, no, please don't put my name in it. No, please. I cannot associate with that campaign. It is totally and completely against my belief. They said that one a rumor. You know what one Lagos Abobaku told me? He said, hey, you see, Mayegun, she no be you, they call him fake Pastor Ruga. Now you are now saying that it's because of his religion, so it's not a good pastor, Abi. That's why he didn't. I said, Baba, calm down. You get me now. In every rumor as well, there's some certain truth there. We be saying not true, because from what we heard is that many of those who are supposed to be the major Christian, kind of politicians in their camp, who they could use their high-profile personality, right, to say there's no bickering, there's no fights. Muslim ticket is a well thought out, a plan, and it's in fact so good. Story. So Pastor Ruga said he didn't want to be part of it. True or false? Yes or no? I don't want you to dwell on that, okay? Because it didn't take 24 hours before the Festus Otobokeyamo. Festus Otobokeyamo came out and said, listen, I don't even know why all of you are worried about APC list. What's your business with our list? Anyway, let me explain to you what happened. Okay, what happened was that when we drawn that list of prominent, powerful people who are indeed going to make Nigeria great in their campaign, blah, 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 President Bokwari asked them that, listen, I want to be in charge of that campaign. And because of that, I don't want the government to have nobody in charge. Now, the same Bokwari will go America, where Pastor Ruga go London for a few days and left Nigeria in the hand of the jihadist mujahideen in charge of your government. Abi? So they said that Bokwari said Pastor Ruga should not be part of it. Boss Mustafa should not be part of it. Dogara should not be part of it. And this guy, what's his name again? I'm talking about that Dildo senator. You remember him? I think you should. Where is he again? He's a Christian, I believe. Do you remember him? Dildo senator.
APC is a grand fraud. Expert liars. They are first-class propagandists. They thrive on propaganda. They have spent so much money on media to cover them up.
You remember his face now? Well, that is him. They removed everybody and say, all these people, wait, don't they talk anyhow? Then be enemy. We have to deal with enemy with him. Mind you, there's something I need to say quickly as well. Shebi Fulanization was the tag of Bokwari and his jihadist government, Abi. That is in southern Nigeria. Up north, there's nothing like Fulanization. What is Fulanization? What is Islamization? Nonsense. Do you want to know the fear up north now? Because of this Nnamdi. They know about his desperation. Now, up north right now, Yorubanization will be the new trend. So if you are supporting Nnamdi or you are not supporting Nnamdi, I'm saying it beforehand, write it down. The people who have the number one person who have a chance of becoming your president, if they do the abracadabras they are planning, the number one person, Nnamdi. It's not because he go win election or anything. No. They know they win election. Now you won't do election. Now you they find PVC. Go get your PVC and the red. Now you define all of that. They are not interested in that. Do you get that? They will rig him in, box everything and all of that. You will see the daylight robbery, and that's it. If they want to do election, Abi, Nnamdi. Now, if you now mount and choke them, press their neck, and the rest of those who are already like trying to disengage from the sinking APC, anyway, you may encourage them. I'm just giving you a hint now. But if waiting that they cook for you, where they go soon start serving you in the next 3 days, if the whole thing can't work out for them, Baba, you Yorubas, you would have to you have to swap seats. Whether you supported Nnamdi, whether you know support Nnamdi. Are you with me? 1 second though. This weary on my YouTube who always comes in with all this spamming. Anyway, let's see if I've taken care of that. Whether you are supporting Nnamdi, whether you are not supporting Nnamdi, you will now have to learn how to live with that toga of that Yorubanization. It is so scary up north. And 2 weeks ago, you know the person who is the youth leader of APC is a Yoruba guy. That guy who went to see Nnamdi and said, Baba no they sleep, Baba no they sleep. You remember him? So the guy said they want to put together the list of campaign for Nnamdi. So they can't put all different category, yeah? And you see all the chairmen of that, all their group, all the campaign committee, all this committee, that committee, those fake things, they put together to share money. They made Yorubas the chairman. The person who is the deputy national youth leader of APC, the guy can't come and can't say that list, he knows nothing about it. And so they say, oh boy, are you guys prepared? You think say Bokwari fulanizing everything? Na joke? Wait for Nnamdi. That's how they are feeling now. So maybe you don't know. I'm saying it to you right now. And all of this are being put into consideration as well. You know me, I be diary. Just the write them down. Whether you like them or not. Just the write them down. No con they hack say Don't turn back later and start acting surprised. Oh, God. Why? Anyway. So they forced him to create more committee. They have to now put chairmen of those committee as northerners. They say, okay, we've resolved it. But according to them, we got your message. So if we no shout, now so una go do abi, we are watching, as if that wasn't enough. Tinubu can release another 455 names. That one has now caused kasala. From the reports, as you are watching this, the APC, Egbekegbe governors, are already thinking of their plan B. I am not saying you should bank on any of them. I am just trying to let you know as how the entire system is going to go up in flames. And this time around, you are alive. This is happening now. We have internet. You can listen to things from inside your room. When you hear something, you can go further and research and search more and learn more. Thank God for that too, and thank the smart people who created internet, by the way. So which means this one no go be I hear say again. Oh, you are witnessing it now. This is happening right here, right now. And I bet you, please don't feign ignorance like others. By the way, the most vocal among the APC, Egbekegbe governors, who have now said, maybe like say, we go have to reconsider now. Like say, Atiku go be the somehow, as usual now. Because what they are saying is that when the list came out, those who are already Christians within them, I'm talking about those who felt slighted about the Muslim ticket, they are no longer consulted, they are no longer called. In the effort of trying to make sure that that's not the issue, they have been hiring different bishop, this committee Christian to meet Tinubu and Shetima. So this evening they said, the governors from Northwest, governors from North Central, not all of them. Some of them are now thinking, oh boy, if they want to survive in this coming Nigeria, it is better they no go play into Tinubu's hand. No be me talk more. Ayade